Right now on Weekend Mornings, a look at the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner, the president calling out Fox News. Also, a Wisconsin community is working to spread awareness during Missing Persons Month. We'll have the details.
And it's a cold, windy, wet Sunday in store with rain or snow likely for most areas. I'll break down when to expect the precipitation, when we may actually dry out and see the 60s again.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on Weekend Mornings. Let's take a look outside this morning with Greg Barnhart, checking your day's forecast. Greg.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still got the wet weather that basically the low that pushed off to the northeast. Now all the precipitation is rotating back to the south. So western areas, La Crosse up to Eau Claire, have seen the snow off and on all the way up to Chippewa Falls. But now the southern areas are starting to see more of that light rain, mist, or even snow in certain areas as it pushes south. As you zoom in, you can kind of see a lot of it is to the west of Madison, but Madison's also ready to pick up some light rain or drizzle or even some fine light flakes of snow too. Overall temperatures in the low to mid 30s up to the north. We're staying around the mid to upper 30s for the south. Definitely cold and windy. As you look at future track, they're really going to show that showers continue this morning, and then eventually when we get past noon, we'll probably see more of a transition to all rain for most of the area, but still we'll see off and on snow with little accumulation expected with that. The other story is the winds, especially get west of La Crosse to Cora up to Rochester, already sustained over 20 northwest winds. 22 at La Crosse, we're going to see that area expand eastward, so winds will be an issue too, especially for western areas today, and it'll continue for tomorrow. So if we plan it out, winds, notice the winds up to 20 miles per hour. Rain or snow this morning, transition more to rain or showers La Crosse. It'll be definitely a chilly, cold day. For Madison, more rain-snow mix here till noon, and then more rain showers in the afternoon with the winds just slightly less, 10 to 15, but still definitely cold and chilly. We'll plan ahead. We still got another round of potential snow even coming once again tonight, and cold conditions to start the week off. But we'll time out when we'll actually start to dry out this week, and when we'll actually see those 60s once again, which should be soon. But unfortunately, May is starting off quite cold for this time of year.
Thank you, Greg. President Joe Biden on Saturday, in a possible preview of a 2024 presidential campaign theme, attacked news outlets he said uses lies told for profit and power to stir up hatred, as he coupled his remarks with pointed jokes about Fox News. Speaking at the annual White House Correspondents Association dinner, Biden referred to truth buried in lies in an apparent reference to false conspiracy theories that his 2020 election win was the result of a massive voter fraud, and had this to say about Fox News.
And hell, I'd call Fox honest, fair, and truthful, but then I could be sued for defamation.
Earlier this month, Fox Corp settled a defamation lawsuit by Dominion Voting Systems for $787.5 million in a case that centered around Fox's false claims that the 2020 presidential election had been manipulated in favor of Biden. The annual dinner is attended by scores of reporters who cover the White House, along with many government officials. Pope Francis thanked Hungarians on Saturday for welcoming Ukrainian refugees and urged them to help anyone in need. On his second day in Budapest, Francis met with refugees and poor people at St. Elizabeth's Church. Francis praised the church for welcoming refugees. Hungary's conservative populist prime minister has implemented firm anti-immigration policies and refused to accept many asylum seekers trying to enter the country through its southern border. Yet while the government has constantly rejected asylum seekers from the Middle East and Africa, those fleeing the war in Ukraine have been met with open doors. The United States is now evacuating private citizens from Sudan. The State Department confirms the first convoy to take private citizens out of the war-torn country arrived in the port of Sudan Saturday. The convoy traveled from Khartoum on the port. Some relatives of those initially trapped in the conflict say the United States should have acted a lot sooner.
None of these people want to be in a war zone. None of these people want to have their kids' lives endangered or their loved ones in harm's way. And yet the United States government evacuated 70 diplomats on 3 helicopters and left the rest to rot.
The citizens who arrived at the port will now travel on to Saudi Arabia and will either stay or head to a final destination. A State Department spokesperson says the United States has reached out to its citizens in Sudan and has offered to help anyone who wants to leave the country. More local news now. On Saturday, dozens of rowers from across the Midwest took to the waters of Lake Wingra. Camp Randall Rowing Club says their spring invite is one of the first region-wide regattas to take place in a while. But it's good for rowers to not only get back on the water, but do so with their teams.
I think of rowing as one of the ultimate team sports. It requires you to be in complete sync with a lot of people, and you spend a lot of time with these people, so you build really strong relationships with the people around you.
Weather was something organizers had to keep a watch on Saturday. They say if the waves started whitecapping, they would have to cancel the event. Also happening Saturday, thousands of athletes took part in the 41st annual Crazy Legs Classic here in Madison. The 8K run or 12-mile walk starts at Library Mall and ends at Camp Randall Stadium, where the Crazy Legs Block Party is also held. It all raises money for the university's athletics department. University officials say it's no surprise that Saturday's clouds and cold didn't deter the massive Badger crowd.
Badger fans are hardy. Badger fans love to support, and we're so appreciative and grateful of all the support that we get.
Said that in late 1981, 3 Badger loyalists came up with the event. Continuing our coverage out of the train derailment near DeSoto, Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District Representative Derek Van Orden held a meeting with officials on Saturday about that derailment. In the crash, 4 BNSF crew members were taken to a hospital treated for minor injuries. On Friday, the derailed train cars were removed. Van Orden says he spoke with BNSF railroad officials prior to the incident, who assured him the tracks were safe amid the record flooding.
Thursday, these trains shot off the rails and wound up in the Mississippi River. So 1 week ago, I was assured by the BNSF Railroad that they're taking all the precautions they could to make sure that this wouldn't happen, and it did.
During the meeting Saturday, Van Orden spoke with officials at all levels to discuss what can be done going forward. There is a federal investigation into what caused the derailment. The month of April is Wisconsin's Missing Persons Awareness Month. In Green Bay on Saturday, people gathered at the Brown County Sheriff's Office to bring awareness to the 248 people currently missing in the state. Olivia Anderson has the story.
My sister, Becky Marzo, has been missing from Milwaukee since 2003.
People gathered at the Brown County Sheriff's Office to bring awareness to the 248 people currently missing in Wisconsin.
My mom went missing 10 years ago on April 25th, 2013. And when my family was going through that, we didn't have a lot of resources, didn't know where to turn.
Marcia Loritz is the daughter of Victoria Prokopovits. Loritz's stepfather was convicted of murder 2 years ago, but her mother's body still hasn't been found. Loritz founded the Wisconsin Missing Persons Advocacy Group, which put on this event.
I wrote to the governor asking for a Missing Persons Awareness Day, and he granted a Missing Persons Awareness Month, and that was in 2015.
Many other organizations came to show how they support the missing, one of them being Wisconsin Canine SOS.
We're a 100% volunteer organization, and we provide assistance to local law enforcement and fire entities that are looking to find missing people. We do that both looking for live people, as well as providing cadaver dogs or human remains detection dogs, as we call them.
Craig Kubiak says there is no better feeling than being with a dog that finds a missing person.
We were able to assist Milwaukee Police Department in helping to locate a 3-month-old baby that was kidnapped. Riggs was able to trail on the scent of the baby that was carried away. We were able to find the front yard of the house that the baby was in.
Other than to provide information and raise money, Loritz says she wants those who have a missing loved one to feel supported.
It's important for them to feel the support from our community, to know their loved one hasn't been forgotten.
That was Olivia Anderson reporting. Still ahead, we go center stage for a look at Jefferson High School's performance of The Little Mermaid. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Greg will have your full forecast just ahead.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
Backyard living season is here. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com. Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Yeah, unfortunately, this week's going to start off cold, chilly, breezy for the first week of May, but I think by the second half of this week, we'll start seeing more warmer and drier conditions, although still not where we should be. But definitely today, Monday will be definitely wet for most areas, especially eastern Wisconsin. As you go to western La Crosse, they'll probably dry out. Chilly conditions, 40s to 50s mostly, and the winds will be the big thing too. Strong winds, 25 to 35 out of the northwest. So even without the rain, it'll feel quite chilly. Things do change for midweek through next weekend. I think temperatures will rise back up into the 60s. We should be about mid-60s to this time of year. Mainly dry. There's a few chances maybe we might see a shower Thursday or Friday, maybe even next weekend, but nothing like we saw this past few days. 70s are possible. Thursday could be one opportunity, and maybe next weekend too. So all in all, it looks a little bit better the second half. Unfortunately, this low that's really responsible for the weather is not going to really move much. It's kind of drifting to the northeast, and eventually by Tuesday it'll be in Michigan, but still under the influences of us. So when we have that close by, that northwest flow coming around that low, drags that cold air and also opportunities for showers, even snow into the area. Eventually by Tuesday, high pressure will start to settle in at least a little bit to improve the conditions. But for this morning, really going to have light rain, snow showers, depending on where you're at. Very light amounts of any snow accumulation. That should go on to about noon. Then you see the transition beginning to occur at least in southern Wisconsin, southwest Wisconsin. Up further north, it'll take a few more hours to transition back to rain. I think La Crosse by this afternoon will be more just light rain or light snow. You'll see a general trend of just lesser showers as we go into the afternoon, especially for south central Wisconsin and eastern areas. You'll see that band start to fall apart as we go into the overnight hours, but still we'll see some light snow. And then coming down towards tomorrow morning's commute, we may see a band start to develop to east of Madison that may spread over Dane County and westward of light snow, maybe even some moderate snowfall as we step in. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Something to keep an eye on how far west this goes. But by 11 or noon, we should start seeing more rain or snow mix for eastern areas, while western areas, La Crosse up to Preston, Rochester, will deal with just not much precipitation, but cloud cover and breezy conditions. That'll be the trend for western areas, but still for south central, southeast Wisconsin, we'll see that rain or snow continued through Monday afternoon, along with the breezy conditions. We'll see improvements then Monday night for all areas, less cloud covers, the winds will stay breezy, but the precipitation should come to an end Monday, and that'll set up for a cold, chilly Tuesday. Snow amounts, we could see some light amounts and trace amounts in southern Wisconsin. I think the actual concentrated of more heavier amounts will be north of Marshfield, and that's where they do have winter weather advisories up to Rhinelander, even winter storm warnings to go further north. Do keep an eye out to northeast of Madison for tomorrow morning. Those areas up to Green Bay could see some accumulation depending on how that band, as you saw, sets up. So something to keep in mind of. Wind advisories out to the west. That's something to keep an eye if you're traveling that way, 25 to 35 miles per hour with that northwest wind. In all areas, we'll probably see more of that wind tomorrow. Temperatures-wise, mid-60s by Wednesday or Thursday, maybe a 70 for La Crosse during that same time. And then we might see a shower or two Thursday to Saturday. A lot of uncertainty there, but overall, the trend is dry, and the trend also with the temperatures is to get back closer to where we should be. By next weekend, we should be about the upper 60s for normal temps.
Good to hear, Greg. Thank you. A Disney classic is hitting the stage at Jefferson High School's Performing Arts Center this weekend. There's only one more chance to view it tonight. It's The Little Mermaid. We now go center stage for this week's report.
The part of the show that you're going to see is when Ariel has become human and has lost her voice, and she has 3 days to make Prince Eric love her the way that she loves him.
There's something about her.
She actually sold her voice to the sea witch Ursula so she could have legs, so she could go meet the prince because she saved him on the beach.
Ariel! Hey, that's kind of pretty.
In this scene, we see Eric falling in love in Ariel and maybe falling a little out of love with the voice.
Oh, you better do it.
To me, one of the nice things about the stage version of The Little Mermaid is that it keeps many of the things that an audience would expect from the original animated classic. The lovable songs, the lovable characters, and the Broadway version from the get-go made it clear that this was that story, but it wasn't the same show.
There's a lot more songs and pieces in the musical version than there is in the animated version. So that's something that they should look forward to.
And there's the added character arcs, there's added characters in general. So I think just in seeing our production, you'll get to see a new side of The Little Mermaid that maybe you haven't seen before in the animated movie.
I'm always telling our casts that if there's a movie version of whatever show we're doing, once you are cast, I don't want you watching that movie anymore, because I don't want you to try to do your imitation of that performer. I want to see what you would do with it as your own self.
I always just try to stay really bombastic, bring out the Sebastian in me. And you know, I feel like I've always got enough energy to play this guy. He's so fun. He's got all of this energy going everywhere.
For me, getting into character, it's all about trying to push away maybe what's gone on throughout my day and just focusing on what are my character's intentions in this scene, or what is my character's personality, and trying to almost push down my own personality.
When the curtain opens and the lights beam down on you, you just feel like you're the only person in the room, and I just feel so at home when I'm on stage.
You wanna kiss a girl.
Just seeing the show come together and having all these other people to enjoy the memories with.
Kiss a girl.
We really wanted to do something that was going to be a little bit more family-friendly, something that
You wanna kiss a girl.
a younger audience was going to be interested in.
The Little Mermaid, one more performance is happening this afternoon at 2 p.m. Again, it's at the Jefferson High School Performing Arts Center. Tickets are at jhseagles.ludus.com. Coming up next on Weekend Mornings, Shane Hogan's conversation with Dr. Rupa Shaw. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they helped us actually connect?
What would I give?
Introducing US Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
Can the flavor of a slow-cooked smoked sausage be so gloriously delicious that the sight of it sizzling makes your taste buds weep? If it's Hillshire Farm, oh, hell yeah.
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare. It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their agent home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died, but through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Could you keep it down?
Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this.
Rock on!
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home. This offer ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra from US Cellular. With nightography, it can take selfies in low light. Click.
Amazing. Can it go back in the bag?
Yeah, it can go back in the bag.
Okay.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S23 free. No trade-in needed from US Cellular.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we're going to have rain and snow showers here, at least through this morning, then may transition to more just rain showers. But overall, La Crosse and areas up to Little Claire have seen the snow showers, even further in southwest Wisconsin, a few flakes. And then we transition to more just a light rain or light rain mix. For other areas, a little bit dry as you go further east. We're going to see the future track shows that area beginning to expand, but then also transition more to just light, cold rain this afternoon with those winds picking up too. Accumulation not to be expected in the areas with the snowfall that's much further north into northern Wisconsin. Chilly 40, 50s. Rain tomorrow, but more for eastern areas. Not for much for La Crosse and westward, but the wind will be the story for all areas through Tuesday, including that wind advisory that's out for eastern Iowa today. There's your temperature trend. We could get back up to the 70s by next weekend. We should be about upper 60s by that point, and also same story for La Crosse. Along with it looks like a dry trend, although we could have a few spots of showers coming after Thursday, but overall it looks much better next weekend than the cold, rainy conditions we're having this one.
Thank you so much, Greg. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports that more than 24 million people in the United States have pollen-induced respiratory allergies like hay fever. In this morning's health conversation, our Shane Hogan sat down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about this year's seasonal allergies.
The CDC reports more than 24 million people in the U.S. have allergies. Dr. Rupa Shah is here to talk about the seasonal allergies that you might be running into this time of year. Now, Dr. Shah, what causes the earlier start to allergy season that we're probably seeing right about now?
Yeah, so part of the reason is that climate change has really led to kind of warmer seasons. So we're seeing higher grass and tree kind of pollens in the air. Also, the warmer winter that we had, we are already seeing pollen counts as of February, which means that we may see an earlier allergy season, and it may even last a little bit longer.
Everything's starting just a little bit earlier this year.
Yeah.
Now, why does pollen cause allergies?
Yeah, so pollen is released from trees and plants and grasses to fertilize other, neighboring species that are similar. But what it does, it's a particulate matter, and it sort of floats in the air. And then we, inhale this, we absorb it through our mucous membranes like our nose, our eyes, and then what our bodies do is that they recognize that as a foreign substance in some folks, right? And so this tells our immune system to mount a response and releases a bunch of antibodies, which then in turn releases a lot of histamine. And histamine is really the culprit here, which leads to all the symptoms of the itchy eyes, the sneezing, the runny nose, the congestion.
It's like all
And
pouring out of you at
yeah,
once, right?
Yeah.
Now, how can people manage their allergies? Any good tips out there?
Yeah, so you know, one of the things you want to do is you want to avoid the early morning hours and the later afternoon hours. That's when most of the pollen is released from these plants. So if you can kind of avoid those hours, you might be benefited. Also, you want to keep your windows closed in your house, in your car. It's so nice to have the car windows open, but you're letting all that pollen in, you're inhaling it, absorbing it again through your mucous membrane. So, and then making sure you change your filter in your house, your HVAC, because that can also collect a lot of
yeah, absolutely. And
too, so.
I'd imagine you're inhaling that stuff without even knowing it. Is that correct?
Of course, yes. And the one thing I always do too, because I love being outside and I have a lot of seasonal allergies, come home and take a shower. So you can wash all that off your skin, your face, blowing your nose, trying to get as much of it out that you can. And of course, if none of that is helpful, you know, we do have some oral antihistamines, nasal steroids, and maybe getting even allergy tested by seeing a board-certified allergist to see what particular things you're allergic to.
Yeah, what's really causing it.
Exactly.
Now, Dr. Shaw, where else can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shaw.
All right, thank you as always.
Thank you.
There's still a half-hour news ahead here on Weekend Mornings. Next, we're running through the morning's top headlines. Stay with us.
At JR's Mulch Sales, mulch is all we do, which is why we do it better. We deliver 10 varieties of mulch 7 days a week, right to your door. Call us today.
JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
Mad City, a division of Renewity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength. We are Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. And now we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our custom bathing solutions in real homes for safety and convenience. In addition to our lifetime warranty, Mad City Baths offers a price lock guarantee. Once you receive a free design consultation, we'll lock your price in and guarantee it for 1 year. Now be one of 50 homeowners who receive special savings. Free installation on a new bath or shower. No interest and no payments till 2025. Senior military discounts. Plus, if you call now, a free $50 Walmart gift card with estimate. Ask about our Do More discount on windows or cabinet refacing. Mad City, a division of Renewity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength.
Really great. I mean, you know, like I said, they explained everything to us. They came and, you know, on time when they said they were going to get the job done. So, you know, everything was great.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers, Mad City is your trusted local source for beautiful American-made baths and showers, installed in as little as 1 day, infused with Microban antimicrobial protection for easy cleaning. And with our price lock guarantee, we'll guarantee your price for 1 year. Plus, now 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower will receive special savings with free installation, including no interest and no payments till 2025, plus a $50 Walmart gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-729-4466, 608-729-4466.
At JR's Mulch Sales, mulch is all we do, which is why we do it better. We deliver 10 varieties of mulch 7 days a week, right to your door. Call us today.
JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
It's lawn mowing season, and if you've been thinking about an upgrade, we're here to help. Monday, our experts shared their recommendations after putting dozens of models to the test.
And after a cool, wet start to the week, we are looking at a warm-up. Join us Monday between 4:30 and 7.
Show us your weather photos, and you could win a First Warn weather umbrella. Send us your weather pics in an email or on the First Warn weather app. We'll select and showcase the winning entries each day on News 3 Now This Morning and News 3 Now at 6. Send in your pics to win a First Warn weather umbrella today.
Right now on Weekend Mornings, a Badger tradition ends in several arrests. Details on how previous year's dangerous situations haven't stopped the party. Also, we'll go to Ukraine for the latest on a drone strike on the Crimean Peninsula.
And it's a cold, windy, wet conditions here for the end of the week, the beginning of the weekend, excuse me. We'll see how these conditions will improve as your week go by and maybe get back to those 60s.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Weekend Mornings. Let's send it over to Greg Barnard in the Weather Center for a first glance at your forecast. Greg.
Yeah, I was trying to get out there. It was going to be cold, windy, and wet today, and didn't come quite that clean. But overall, we still got the influences of that low. We're getting to the back edge as all the precipitation now is coming back from the north and then rotating around it. So like basically western areas up to Rhinelander, just east of Minneapolis is kind of where the main batch of rain and or snow has been really occurring for the last few hours. And it's beginning to push now into southern Wisconsin for areas of light rain or light snow. Once again, temperatures mid to upper 30s for most locations. Low 30s go further north, so a lot of this won't accumulate even if it is in the form of snow, but still chilly conditions, on and off rain. As we look at future track, it does show more of this transitioning to rain eventually after 10 a.m. But for this morning, just light rain, light snow, depending on where you're at. It shouldn't be a impede to travel. Road conditions should be just wet, and no accumulation really is expected with this. We'll see more of that transition. The other story will be the winds, especially out to the west right now, already above 25 miles per hour sustained. We're starting to see that increase further to the east. That'll be the story for western areas too, will be the winds. We actually got a wind advisory for eastern Iowa for those northwest winds. Overall, we're going to see more rain, snow this morning, and then a steady rain. And then as you go further in the afternoon at 5 p.m., more showers and probably less of the showers as we get towards your evening hours of after that time frame, and then maybe a little bit of drier conditions later tonight. Unfortunately, we still got chilly weather conditions to go for at least Monday, drying out later this week, and hopefully, like I said, we'll see the 60s back again. I'll break all that down a bit later in the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Greg. A Badger tradition took place on Saturday, known as the Mifflin Street Block Party. The officially non-sanctioned event has only gotten rowdier over the years, which included last year where 3 people were injured when a balcony collapsed. Our Braden Ross has details on this year's event.
My sister and her group of friends were taking a picture together, and all of a sudden I heard a crack, and all of a sudden the deck collapsed on this house over here.
This time last year, 3 people were injured when the balcony behind me collapsed on Mifflin Street, but that clearly hasn't deterred anyone from coming out again to the Mifflin Street Block Party. After last year's balcony collapse left 2 people hospitalized, some of this year's partiers are a little bit wary.
I'm not going on the second floor balcony for sure.
I don't think I'm going to go on balconies just because I'm a little bit nervous about it. And I think last year really solidified that for me.
Mifflin Street resident Charlie Bitter says he knows the danger of treacherous balconies all too well.
My roommates upstairs were the ones who broke their back last year, so we're all very cautious and very careful on what we're doing this year.
He says this year they're not taking any chances.
We had the fire department come by this morning to make sure that we didn't have anyone on our porch because it's considered condemned by the city. We put caution tape around the outside. It's been an interesting day. So far, so good. We've been able to keep everyone off our porch.
City officials yesterday urging partiers to use caution when it comes to balconies.
Many of these structures are nearing 100 years old. The balconies may have been replaced over time. But when you have a lot of people crowded on a balcony that might all be jumping and dancing to the same song, you're creating a load that is not necessarily designed or intended to be supported by that structure.
But others say the party must go on.
I will be going on the balconies. That's the risk you take with Mifflin. Either you're here or you're not, and you're gotta be here. If you're here, you're on a balcony, you know?
On Mifflin Street, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
According to Madison police, by midday, the crowd surged to well over 10,000 people. As of 6 p.m. last night, 44 people had been arrested, with most of them for alcohol-related offenses. 3 people were taken to the Dane County Jail, including an adult male who had a stolen gun in his backpack. Authorities will release more information about these arrests on Monday. Around 200 officers did work the event. To Ukraine now, where on Saturday, Russia blamed Ukraine for a drone attack and massive fire at a fuel depot in Crimea. CBS's Charlie Degeda has the latest.
Plumes of thick black smoke rose over Crimea, a massive inferno following a drone attack on an oil depot on the Russian-occupied peninsula. No official claim of responsibility from Ukraine, but an intelligence official called it God's punishment for a wave of Russian missile strikes across Ukraine the day before. Ukrainian officials raised the death toll of the attack on the apartment block in the central city of Uman alone to at least 23 people, including a number of children. Another cruise missile tore into a house on the outskirts of Dnipro. We arrived to find residents helping in the cleanup, removing rubble, and sorting through smoldering debris. The strike killed 31-year-old Olga and her 2-year-old daughter, Veronica. Her uncle Sergey told us they had moved to the little house from an apartment inside Dnipro because they felt they'd be safer there. He said he got a phone call from the hospital at around 5 a.m. They told me to come urgently, he said. My brother was in shock, and he said, Sergey, come as soon as possible. Veronica and Olga have died. Dnipro is miles from the front line and far from any fighting. Russia's heaviest bombardment in weeks comes ahead of an anticipated Ukrainian counteroffensive. Officials say everything is in place, but it may depend on the weather, and it's been raining heavily here for the past 2 days. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Dnipro, Ukraine.
Up next, a catfight breaking out in an Iowa City. We'll have that up next on Weekend Mornings.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Backyard living season is here. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This is Nora, uncomfortable and wondering if she'll ever sleep again. Nora, I've got your back, and your side, and your stomach. Because no matter your sleep style or budget, I have a quality Bobopedic mattress for hundreds less than national brands. Like this Bobopedic Prize Queen mattress for just $5.99. This cool-to-the-touch copper sport with innovative copper threads. And my signature gel, which has charcoal memory foam for pressure relief. With 30 years of sleep experience, you can take a break from sleepless nights. This spring break at Bob's.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures. It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. Yeah, we still got the influences of that cold system that's overhead right now. You can see the cloud cover kind of rotating around the low, which just pushes northeast. So we still got wraparound moisture, cold conditions. As we zoom in, you can see where the precipitation is with mid-30s to southern Wisconsin, upper low 30s to the further north. That is beginning to push into southern Wisconsin. Rain or snow mix. Further areas to the north are also seeing La Crosse to Eau Claire, a continuous light snow, and that gets more intense as you go further north to Superior, up in those areas where they actually could see accumulation. For us in La Crosse, we'll start seeing that rain turn to, snow turn to rain this afternoon, but notice the winds around 20 miles per hour and temperatures only in the low 40s. Definitely windy and chilly today. Madison, light rain or snow this morning mix, but then it'll turn more just to light rain by noon. We'll have more showers this afternoon with a little bit of lighter wind, but still
fairly cold. There's your strong winds to the west of La Crosse. They got a wind advisory. We'll break down what that means and if we'll see more of these winds spread eastward tomorrow, as well as what we expect for coming in May, which once again we should be in the low 60s by the end of the month, upper 70s. I'll break down if we'll ever see these temperatures next week and beyond a bit later in the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Greg. There's a cat fight of sorts happening in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Some people are taking care of a half a dozen feral cats at a local park. This means the city manager says the cats created a huge mess at the shelter where they are fed, making it basically unusable. The cats' caretakers have been given until May 5th to move the animals. The Oskaloosa City Council will discuss the cat issue at its meeting on Monday night. Council members will also talk about setting new regulations for animals in the park. And Willie Nelson is celebrating a milestone birthday the best way he can by rocking out. The country music legend is turning 90 this weekend. In honor of the big day, he and some of his famous friends will be performing at the Hollywood Bowl Saturday night and Sunday. That list includes Snoop Dogg, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, Beck, Chris Stapleton, and Miranda Lambert, just to name a few. Nelson is expected to hit the stage as part of the festivities. A manhunt is underway in Texas for the suspect who opened fire, killing 5 members of one family. That's according to law enforcement in a county outside of Houston. Officials say the deadly outburst was triggered when a neighbor asked the suspect to quiet down. Tina Kim has the story.
America's latest mass shooting erupted not in a public place, but at this private home in Cleveland, Texas, all triggered by, officials say, a noise complaint. The San Jacinto County Sheriff called the scene where 5 people, including an 8-year-old child, were gunned down late Friday night, quote, horrific. He said officers found several survivors, some young children, covered in blood in the home, but not hurt.
2 of the juveniles were found up underneath 2 of the deceased women that were in the bedroom. In my opinion, they were actually trying to take care of them babies and keep them babies alive.
The sheriff also said everyone killed, including the 8-year-old child, was shot from the neck up, quote, almost execution style. Capers added the victims are a family from Honduras. He said the suspect, the next-door neighbor of the victims, was apparently shooting a rifle in his yard and was asked to stop.
The victims, they came over to the fence, said, hey, do you mind not shooting out in the yard? We have a young baby that's trying to go to sleep, and he had been drinking, and he says, I'll do what I want to in my front yard.
Capers said the gunman then opened fire. He has been identified as 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza, a Mexican national. His alleged rampage is now part of at least 174 mass shootings so far this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, which defines a mass shooting as 4 or more people shot, not including the gunman. I'm Tina Kim reporting.
Still ahead, our Jordan Reed joins us for a look at the biggest headlines in sports. You're taking a live look over the Capitol now. Greg is back with your forecast just ahead.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At JR's Mulch Sales, mulch is all we do, which is why we do it better. We deliver 10 varieties of mulch 7 days a week, right to your door. Call us today.
JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
Hi, it's Preston from Window World, your locally owned and nationally known remodeler. Experience customer care and appreciation like you deserve with a family-owned small business located right here in Madison. Let us prove to you that quality and comfort are affordable with a house full of windows starting at $4,800. For the best windows, the best install, and the best price, call Window World today.
And Doug.
Hey man, nice base. Clearly you're a safe driver. You could save hundreds for safe driving with Liberty Mutual.
They customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Woo! We gotta go again.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
At JR's Mulch Sales, mulch is all we do, which is why we do it better. We deliver 10 varieties of mulch 7 days a week, right to your door. Call us today.
JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, definitely it's going to start off the week cold and chilly, but I think we'll have somewhat of an improvement for the second half of the week as we now go into the first full week of actually May. So really, the chilly conditions for areas statewide is going to be really the 40s and 50s through Tuesday. Showers mainly for eastern Wisconsin on Monday. I think western areas, La Crosse, further west of Rochester, will be probably dry, just cloudy. But the other thing everyone will see will be the winds out of the northwest. Could be well over, sustain over 30, maybe gusting to the mid 40s behind this low. But we'll get to Wednesday through next weekend. It looks like temperatures go back into the 60s. We should be about mid 60s for normal conditions. Dry, we could have a shower maybe Thursday, Friday, even next weekend. A very small chance, some uncertainty, but I think overall all areas will just mainly dry. Maybe 70 Thursday, and it looks like a better shot maybe getting back to the 70s next weekend. So that's the good news. We just got to get through Tuesday. With this low that continues to lift slowly to the northeast, it's not going to move much really through Tuesday. And then the influences, when you're wrapping all that around, we're on the north back side of it, so we get the northwesterly winds, the precipitation and cloud cover that rotates around it. Eventually it will drift and fall apart. We'll get that high pressure back in here probably by Wednesday or maybe even Tuesday. In the meantime, we do have that snow, rain moving through the area. Once again, it will transition to more just light rain, steady light rain around noon for many areas of southern Wisconsin. Up to the north, you'll start seeing that mix occurring, and then eventually all areas really will start seeing rain this afternoon. Even if you do get the snow this afternoon, this morning accumulation is not likely given the temperatures will be in the upper 30s near 40. We'll see a decreasing trend in the precipitation for a lot of areas, especially west areas later tonight. And then overall, we'll start seeing that shift of precipitation band really further east as the low begins to drift just slightly. So coming tomorrow morning, I think western areas will be more dry as you come on the Monday morning's commute. Windy but chilly. It'll be more Dane County eastward, and especially you go up toward Green Bay where more of that snow could actually come down. That could expand more westward as we go into 7 or 8 a.m. towards Dane County and see some of that light snow and light rain, and then further expansion through the afternoon. But western areas, as you go southwest Wisconsin, La Crosse up to Rochester, probably won't see much in the way of precipitation tomorrow, just mainly winds and cloud cover. This will continue for eastern areas through the afternoon hours. So once again, willy, chilly, and wet for really a lot of the areas, with 40s, maybe 50s for western areas. And Monday night, finally, I think precipitation for all the areas will end. We'll start seeing at least some clearing skies and temperatures coming on to Tuesday, more mid-50s. Still cold and still windy, but overall better. Snow-wise, just a few areas that could see snow, but further north and east is where we're really watching for the snow for later tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow, especially as you go towards Green Bay, which could see some accumulation with that band that we just depicted. Other than that, there's your advisories well up to the north. Not going to see any of that for this area. And then the wind advisories too for eastern Iowa. I think we'll see more expansion of those maybe tomorrow as the winds do pick up and remain quite strong through the period. Overall temperatures, as you saw, get up to the mid-60s midweek. Could be 70 in the store for La Crosse. And for both areas, there's a little bit of uncertainty past Thursday regarding precipitation chances, but I think most areas will be dry. And next week, it'll definitely be an improvement over this chilly, cold, and wet weekend we've had so far.
Thank you so much, Craig. Now to sports.
Wisconsin football is about to have a reunion in Pittsburgh as Nick Herbig had his name called by the Steelers in the 4th round of the NFL draft. This comes just one day after fellow teammate Keanu Benton was drafted by the Steelers. Herbig put together an impressive junior campaign where he led the Big Ten in tackles for loss with 15.5, while also recording 47 tackles, 11 sacks with 2 forced fumbles. While he joins a slate of former UW standouts such as Benton, TJ, and Derek Watt, Herbig will also be reunited with his older brother Nate, who signed with the Steelers this offseason. With the 2023 draft officially in the books, it's time to bring on undrafted free agency, and landing with the Texans is Wisconsin offensive lineman Tyler Beach. Packers took care of both sides of the ball on the final day of the draft. In the 4th round, they select Auburn defensive lineman Colby Wooden, who recorded 15 sacks, 29.5 tackles for loss over 3 seasons. He also led the Tigers with 3 forced fumbles last fall. Then in the 5th round, the Packers go offense first, taking Penn State quarterback Sean Clifford. Clifford threw over 10,000 yards with 86 scores and 31 interceptions during his college career. Also in the 5th round, Pack take Virginia wide receiver Dontavion Wicks. He had 30 catches for 430 yards with 2 touchdowns in 2022. In the 6th round, they take Bowling Green defensive lineman Carl Brooks and Auburn kicker Anders Carlson. And in the 7th round, Kentucky cornerback Carrington Valentine, Central Michigan running back Lou Nichols, Virginia safety Anthony Johnson Jr., and Charlotte wideout Grant DuBose. Corbin Burns has accomplished a lot in his career, but Saturday night, he did something he hasn't done before: face his childhood team. That's right, being from Southern California, Burns grew up an Angels fan, and for the first time in his career, he's pitching against them. And it's a solid outing. 6 innings of work, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and only allows 1 run. And at the plate, the Brewers got after it early. Joey Wiemer opens up scoring in the 3rd. Crew put up a 3 spot, and then they plate 4 more runs in the 5th to win 7-5. They've got the series locked up. Now they're going to go for that sweep this afternoon. First pitch is at 1:10. Back to you.
Well, up next, one more final check of your forecast. We're back in just a moment.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota, let's go places.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Strawberries, blueberries, and the cherry on top. Fairlife, with 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and a creamy taste, turns scrumptious into scrumptious. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
My mom says that Breyers is made with real milk. I think I can hear them mooing.
Breyers Natural Vanilla is made with 100% grade A milk and cream and only sustainably farmed vanilla. Better starts with Breyers.
Dove 0% is different. We left aluminum out and put unbeatable 48-hour freshness and 1/4 moisturizers in. Dove 0% aluminum deodorant. Instantly dry feel and kind on skin.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not.
I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
And done.
Can we just call my dad now? Gorilla Glue.
Of course.
Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong and versatile, even outdoors. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota, Let's go places.
A 106-year-old masterpiece built with exquisite materials and filled with symbolism.
There are things I run across every single day that are new and unique.
I'm News 3 Now's Catherine Merck. I went digging to see what it would cost to replace our iconic state capitol.
That's not a question that has an easy answer.
Learn why the number I discovered is just the beginning. We're exploring the price of perfection Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
And finally this morning, downtown La Crosse was the place to be last night. Visitors could have a pint for a good cause. It was called Pints for Polio. It's a pub crawl where people can hit local bars to fund polio vaccinations in third world countries. Crawlers get a passport, a pint glass, a koozie, and there's also drink tickets. So it's nice to see La Crosse doing some good things like that, Greg.
Yeah, definitely a good day to be inside and just stay and do things inside because it's going to be cold, wet, and windy. We have snow showers this morning, probably transition more to rain or snow this afternoon, but still all areas will see the winds and the rain and the cold temperatures only getting up into the 40s for most locations. A little bit warmer tomorrow, but conditions really don't improve until we get to the mid part of the week when we'll finally get the 60-degree mark finally.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great Sunday.